Breaking news, a 3-year-old child taken to Arkansas Children's Hospital after falling into the Jaguar exhibit at the Little Rock Zoo. This according to the Little Rock Fire Department. Arkansas Today's Hillary Hunt is live on the scene at the Little Rock Zoo with the very latest. Hillary, certainly a sad and scary situation. Tell us what you know right now.
Well, Mallory, it definitely is a scary and sad situation, but what we know right now is a 3-year-old fell into this Jaguar exhibit right here. Right now, what we're showing you is the drop. It's at least a 10-foot drop from all vantage points. If you look around, any area where children could be viewing the Jaguars is a 10-foot drop. There are 2 separate viewing areas, both of those 10-foot drops. Once again, a long way down. What we do know is, like you said, the child, 3-year-old, has been transported to Arkansas Children's Hospital. But as you can see right now, there were no Jaguars in the exhibit. I've attempted to reach out to the Little Rock Zoo. They will not tell us where those Jaguars are, how many were in this area, but there are no Jaguars right now. At the time when the child fell in earlier this morning around 10:45, they did put the zoo on a code red. That means it was on lockdown. But today, now, that has been lifted. If you look around, there are people scouring the zoo right now. Everything has kind of gotten back to normal, but still a very scary situation. So once again, what we know right now is a 3-year-old child earlier this morning fell into this exhibit that you see right here. We do know that there was a Jaguar in there. We're not sure how many, what type, but we do know there was a Jaguar in this exhibit. Now they're no longer in there. That child was transported to Arkansas Children's Hospital with a number of injuries. We're not sure what those injuries are, but we do know that the child is at the hospital. That's all we know for now. Back to you guys.
And Hillary, you were the first one on the scene there this morning. Describe the scene as you arrived at the Little Rock Zoo after this happened.
Well, when we arrived, Mallory, at the time, all the gates were locked. It didn't seem like much chaos, but all the gates were locked at the time. The emergency crews had already left the scene, but people were a little frazzled. They were all towards the front of the zoo, but now it seems that things have definitely calmed down. Families are back at the zoo, but as we're showing you right now, no cats are in the Jaguar exhibit. A 10-foot drop. The child is in the hospital, a 3-year-old, but that's all we know right now, and we're hoping for more information soon.
We do just want to clarify a lot of questions in this case. We will bring you more information. But Hillary, those injuries for the child, we don't know at this time if that was from the fall or it could have been from an animal. We don't know. Is that correct? We will check in with Hillary. There she is.
That's right. That's correct. We have not had those details released yet.
Keep you updated. Hillary Hunt live on the scene.
As to what those injuries were, so we're waiting on that.
Thank you so much, Hillary. We have team coverage of this story as a 3-year-old child, like she said, has fallen into the Jaguar exhibit in the Little Rock Zoo. Our breaking news continues with Marcy Manley, who joins us live outside the front entrance of the zoo. And Marcy, what do you know at this time?
Well, at this point, everything seems to be normal operations from the outside looking in. People entering through into the Little Rock Zoo, people coming out, though, having quite a different experience than maybe they expected heading in for a family outing today. We've talked to several witnesses who were inside the zoo at the time of the accident, saying that largely they were getting conflicting reports and feelings from Little Rock Zoo workers. They said that the response was quick as to seeing zoo workers respond to the area. One man said that he saw 4 zoo employees running down a path with a shotgun saying, "Get out of the way, get out of the way." They were told that the zoo was on lockdown and they needed to go to the cafe, but for what reason they weren't told. Then they were later told they were fine to just stay away from the big cat area. And so it seemed to be that there was a great deal of confusion going on. Some people saying, you know, that's apparently parent's worst nightmare. We brought our child out to the zoo, and then to hear this happen. So a lot of people coming out of here shaken up, a lot of them saying they cut their trip short, grateful that their families are safe, but also thinking of that family that's currently affected by this accident. We even met one gentleman who couldn't get his wife on the phone, and he knew that she was bringing their son out to the zoo for a visit, and he was concerned that it was his family that was affected. He eventually found his wife and son inside the zoo, but those type of worries, those type of concerns, what we're hearing from a lot of folks out here outside of the Little Rock Zoo who are perhaps ending their trip a little bit earlier than expected. Live in Little Rock at the zoo, Marcy Manley for KARK4 News.
Marcy, thank you. This just coming into the newsroom. Our reporter, Arkansas Today reporter Drew Petrimo, has spoken to the Little Rock Police Chief, and the Little Rock Police Chief tells Drew that he has received word from the city manager that the child who did fall into the Jaguar exhibit is doing well at this time. Again, that coming from the Little Rock Police Chief. The 3-year-old child that fell into the Jaguar exhibit is doing well at this time. Certainly better news to hear that child in Children's Hospital at this time, but a sad and scary situation. A lot of questions to be answered. Again, we have team coverage. Marcy Manley and Hillary Hunt are live on the scene. If we hear anything throughout the newscast, we will keep you updated. In the meantime, we have your sports report coming up later in the newscast. The Hogs take on Alabama this weekend. But another big story this weekend is going to be the rain. A lot of rainfall and storms headed into the state. Greg D has that in just a minute.
Hello, Anglers. I'm Big Sarge. Coming up, I got a great fish report. Also, some great tips for fall fishing. Don't get up.
And the rain already a big story in Northwest Arkansas, where the big game will be played tomorrow night. We're watching one batch of rain moving through now, more coming in from the west and southwest. We'll talk about possible rainfall totals, the forecast for the game, and severe weather next week. All next.